Hello, this is Unlimited Splash, where I draft too many colors and try to get away with it. Today, I'm going to be playing a single game of Magic with $200 on the line. How did that happen? So, in this event, the Arena Direct, if you get to 6 wins before you hit 2 losses, you get a box of Avatar The Last Airbender play boosters. And yesterday, I posted a video, which I'll link in the description, where I hit 6 wins while sustaining 1 loss. What that means is I have a box in hand. Now, normally, I would have just played the 7th game to try to win a second box, and then posted that all as one video. But you might have heard last night there was a major arena matchmaking glitch, where they actually had to take down all limited events for about 2 hours. So I tried for about an hour to get into that 7th game, and I just couldn't. So I posted a video yesterday where I got to 6 wins and 1 loss, and then I thought I'll come back today, and I'll try to pick up that 7th win. So just to make sure we're all on the same page, let's look at the deck that I put together, which picked up those 6 wins. It is pretty much this. So our bombs are Azula, Cunning Usurper. We're running an Earthbender Ascension as well. Day of Black Sun did a huge amount of work for us. Our 2-drop slot is kind of okay. I mean, we're playing Judy, which I think is actually a great card in Sealed. And if you want to know why, check out the video yesterday. I got plenty of Judys out. We have pretty much maybe enough 2-drops, but pretty low quality overall. We had a really, really good interaction, and that really helped us yesterday. Swamp Snare Trap, double allies at last, and a sold out. But the main point of this deck is to just get as much power and toughness possible on the board. So we're playing cards like Uncle Iroh, which is just, 4 power on turn 3, and a bunch of ways of getting 2 power on turn 2. And then we're playing our triple Earth Rumble Warriors, Earth Kingdom General, which is 2 bodies, and Diligent Zookeeper. And by the way, this is a land that makes creatures, and then Badgermole and Canyon Crawler. So the simple point of this deck is we didn't have tons of power. We had pretty good rares, and we fit most of our good rares into our deck. But basically, we're just trying to put stats on the board, curve out, beat down, and win. The one change I made, if you watched the video yesterday, is I took out this Invasion Submersible for the 3rd Earth Rumble Wrestlers. Invasion Submersible is a much better card, but it's kind of a tempo card, which is a little bit weird on the splash. And our mana was maybe a little bit shakier yesterday than I was hoping it would be. So now we're having 4 ways of splashing blue for Azula with the Earthbender Ascension, Island, Meditation Pools, and Ong's Journey. And we are just going to pretty much every game see an Earth Rumble Wrestlers on turn 4. And yesterday that turned out to be a pretty nice way of just converting damage if our opponent gets a little bit mana screwed. This is a deck where we have to get a little bit lucky, and we definitely got a little bit lucky yesterday in order to pick up games. So let's see if we can get lucky in this one last game for $200 box of play boosters. Before I do jump into that event, I just want to say I am a brand new Magic the Gathering content creator. I just started posting videos last week. I post a new draft video every single day. I love to play high stakes Magic of usually the current set. And so if that sounds cool to you, I'm going to put a link in the description for you to subscribe to my channel. I would really appreciate it if you would. All right, folks, I'm ready. Entering a match with $200 on the line. Yeah, it's a shaky hand, but it's shaky in the way that our deck always is. My deck is low on permanence, which was a plague that haunted me all of yesterday. But part of what we said when we realized our deck was low of permanence is that, it's not the worst thing in the world when you have a board wipe. So here, I am eventually going to need to go get the 2nd black from Ong's Journey. But if we can postpone that decision, then maybe we can draw our 2nd swamp and then instead use the Ong's Journey to find an island. So obviously, I think pretty obviously, it's just better to develop the board here. And there we go. That's the 2nd black. Especially because this sets us up for a Day of Black Sun. We could, for example, Day of Black Sun for 3 and we're not losing a single permanent. So here I think I'm going to, rather than revealing the 2nd swamp, which looks like board wipe mana, I think what I'm going to do is, I don't have anything else to do with my turn. First, let's see, when you attack, so the question for me is, what are the odds that they play something with haste that I'll want the merchant to block with? I suppose actually I can attack with the merchant, and if they block, I can allies at last and really look like I don't have the board wipe. Kind of like that play. I think I'm happy to trade allies at last for the Trebuchet, and I have no need to Ong's Journey right now. They probably won't block because of like pillar launch. They don't really want to trade their Fire Navy Trebuchet, quite understandably. So we're pretty happy with how that turned out, I think. Let's grab an island. And I'll play the island, giving them as little info as possible about what I've got in my hand and in my deck. Just trying not to make them think about board wipes. If they go like, okay, Boulder. So I can semi 2-for-1 here. Earthbend X, so you would Earthbend 1. You get a 1/1, which is I'm going to get board wiped. I kind of want to do nothing. The problem with doing nothing is it lets them just attack with Boulder and play nothing. So, well, if they attack with Boulder, I can actually trade off Merchant for Boulder and try to get them to play something else and really look like I don't have a board wipe. Essentially, I'm just trying to slow roll this board wipe. Their deck looks very aggressive. I think I like that line. I am kind of playing with fire here, but I have 22 life. I have enough life to play around with. I want them to just play permanents. It's very possible I just block Boulder, don't allies at last it, and then next turn, well, I can only board wipe for 3 here. I really just kind of want to get everything with this board wipe. Okay, so I think I will allies at last the Boulder. I'm just trying to draw everything I can out of their hand. It's that simple. So they're going to get in 3 damage here. Resolve. Pass to blockers. Put this here. And then before damage, I'll attempt to allies at last against the Boulder. I could also sold out the Boulder. I want to save sold out, though, for post-board wipe, I think. Let's try this and see if it works. If they spend a combat trick here, I think I'm not too unhappy. Yeah, that's probably okay. So it cost me an allies at last, but I preserved my life total. Okay, one more. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to cycle Merchant and look really pathetic. This is like so clearly representing a board wipe, but I don't think there's much they can do about it. I'm just trying to preserve my life total, basically. I would love it if they would play a 4-drop. If they play a 5-drop, I'm definitely in some trouble. It's a 6-drop. Okay, well, I do have sold out. Okay. Yeah, so I'm going to take 7 here. I am going to take 7. So the other option is just play Canyon Crawler. Let's see. So Dave Black Sun for 4. Gets rid of everything. I think Canyon Crawler is such a bad idea. Yeah, Canyon Crawler is such a bad idea. And the reason I say that is if they have a single removal spell, I'm taking how much damage? So Dave Black Sun for 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. I take 7. Nothing I can do about that. So we did slow roll really well. They're going to get to draw another card off the swamp. Bonking me in for 7. Yeah, that hurts. Just don't play another beater, please. If you play like another Sabertooth Moose line, it's not looking great for me. Looking at my lands. Another. How did I know? Yeah, this is just the battle of the beatdowns. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'll play an Uncle Iroh. Then I probably do just main phase of sold out, don't I? I absolutely need this to resolve, so just get rid of that. All right, sell you out. You get in for another 7. Maybe I took too much damage here. I really needed to get rid of the boulder with the board wipe, though. Pirate Peddlers is actually fine. That's one thing that I can block. Oh, and this thing, by the way, does not have... does not have trample. Okay, so what are my options here? I mean, Canyon Crawler looks good. I don't know that they're out of removal. The thing about playing Badger Mole is that it does get me an extra blocker. Yeah, I actually think it's Badger Mole. And if I draw land, I can play Canyon Crawler and crack the clue in the same turn. But I think it's really good to have the extra blocker, just to be a little bit more immune to removal, because I'm kind of close to just dying. All right. Yeah, Sabertooth Moose Line, the double Moose Lines was a good one for them. It's good sealed deck building. I mean, they just put huge threat density. It's pretty much exactly what we did. We haven't seen a single rare so far, so props to them. It's just good, solid deck building. So Pirate Peddlers, if we block it with the 2/2, they can sack the swamp, the Foggy Bottom Swamp. So I have to block it with something bigger. You have a bite spell. Looks like a bite spell. Okay. Okay. I just have to go for it, right? I really don't want to go to 1. It could be that I just have Uncle Iroh block the Pirate Peddlers. Is there a trample trick here? Okay, so let's think. If Uncle Iroh blocks the Pirate Peddlers, those two trade. And then I have no double block. I just block the Moose Lion. It's not coming to mind what a trample trick would look like. If they have something, though, I kind of do want to get it out of their hand right now because I want Canyon Crawler to be able to trade with the Moose Lion. So that would look like Uncle Iroh plus Badger Mole blocks the Moose Lion. The Forest blocks the Peddlers, and we ask them to sack their Foggy Swamp to buff the Peddlers. And then if they have like an indestructible trick, I'm just dead next turn. It's a tough one. The other option is just throw away the Forest, chump blocking the Moose Lion. But what does that get me? I don't think that gets me anything. So I think we just do this. So they can sack their swamp to buff the Peddlers. Yep. Yep. You get a card. Do you have a trick? No. Okay. Just don't have another permanent. Okay. Okay, a land is actually really good. So I play the Jasmine, and I play this guy, and I make a food. And now I'm looking better on health. I don't want to trade it. It's possible I was supposed to play the Earth Rumble Wrestlers, which is a way better trade for me. But I kind of have infinite chump blockers. Deadly Precision. Okay, I'm not dead yet. They don't have anything to sack to make their Peddlers bigger. Okay, you attack. I'll sack my food in response before I go down to 1. Go up to 7, go down to 4. Okay. I actually don't hate the extra land because I think that means I can... So I bring back the Merchant. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2 to play it, and 4 to play the Wrestlers, yeah. So I bring back the Merchant. Play my Merchant. Play a land. Play the Wrestlers. Are we stable? Only time will tell. Only time will tell. We do have infinite chump blockers. This is where the Jasmine Dragon Tea Shop really comes in. And also cycling the Merchant. Azula would be a nice one. Can I get Azula, please? Would we rather that this was an invasion submersible? No. Maybe. Pretending Poxbears. No issues here. Judy would be a nice one, by the way. Oh, do they have a bite spell now? If you have a bite spell, do I block? Well, this is a nice match. This is a good game for sure. All right. Ooh, that's a good one. So Swamp Snare Trap on the Peddlers, and then I have enough mana to make a Chump Blocker. So let's try this first. I don't think there's a... What could they do at instant speed to sacrifice? Well, I still want to do it on this, even if they manage to have it survive. And then probably just attack with both? Is that ridiculous? If I attack with both, and they have a removal spell... So if I attack with both, how do I die? I would die to Pillar Launch plus... Wait, does Pillar Launch give... I'm actually going to look this up on this side for a moment. Does Pillar Launch give flying or does it just untap? Okay, yeah, it gains reach. I was like, I know there's something thematic about flying with that, but it didn't sound right that it gives flying. So they would need... If I attack with both to kill me, they would need Pillar Launch plus 1 removal spell. I don't really want to leave myself dead to 2 commons. They would need Pillar Launch plus 1 removal spell to remove my 1/1 and give this +2. So I'm just going to attack with the Wrestlers, but then next turn, when I have another blocker, then I can start attacking for 5 every turn, or 6 if I can buff my Wrestlers. I am a little worried about when the other shoe falls. I mean, I'm sure a green black Stompy can get to 6 wins. Mine did. But I wouldn't be surprised if they're packing like 3, 4, 5 mythics or, you know, strong, powerful rares. They're looking at their lands a lot also, which really makes me think they have stuff to do. Okay. I've seen scarier things. Do I offer the trade? This makes it 2/2? Yeah. Yeah, I offer the trade. Or maybe I just attack with Merchant, to be honest. Okay, end of turn, make a 1/1. All right. Ugh, I don't love that. I don't love that. Do I attack with both? I would have 2 blockers back. They're going to make it 2/2 into 1/1. I don't think I attack with both. Do I attack with just the Merchant? It's not like they get to block my Merchant. So yeah, maybe it's just going with the Merchant. I really do want to be putting pressure on, but Earth Rumble Wrestlers doesn't put pressure on because they have no problem double blocking. And it's such a good blocker. I mean, I have a lot of good blockers here, but pretty sure I just attack with the Merchant. It's very conservative, but I mean, we also have like a bunch of bombs to draw. I'm going to hold back this Swamp, I think. Let's see. So activating the Tea Shop, I can activate the shop and bring Merchant back. That's so 9 mana is probably the relevant amount. Yeah. Holding back the Swamp for number 1 Corrupt Court Official. Number 2, if I draw Earthbender Ascension. You found a land. Pass. End of turn, make a 1/1. Okay. Okay. It's a funny world, my friends. It's a funny world. Do I just start attacking with the Wrestlers? I don't think so. It's a really bad trade for me. All right, in with the Merchant. Oh yeah, the other thing is the Swamp can buff my my Earth Rumble Wrestlers. Okay, resolve. Play this. Oh, I guess actually having the other land down would have made one difference, which is I could play the Merchant here. And I can't play it right now. That's fine though, I think. I have 4 blockers. Just don't play like a flyer or something, please. Okay, I'll make a 1/1. That was interesting that they blocked with the Poxbearers and not the Ruffians. I guess the Ruffians is more damage. Another Merchant. That's so funny. Now, what if I just attack with everything? I can play 2 Merchants. So I have, yeah, I can play 2 Merchants. 1, 2. So if I attack with everything, You're going to double block with the ruffians. I still don't really want to offer trading off my Earth Rumble Wrestlers, to be honest. I don't know if it's foolish, but kind of want to make you block these dinky little 1/1s. Yeah. Next. In. Trading 1/1? Sure. I accept. No? Okay. Yeah. Next. Bonk, bonk, bonk. All right, I play this. And then, you know him. You love him. It's the merchant. And end. Can make a 1/1. Wow. I still need to leave back 2 blockers. Oh, my heart is beating so hard. There's just so much that they can find. Board wipe. But the board wipe's really bad for me. If they have the 6 mana mythic board wipe. Yeah, it's really bad for me. I think I probably do need to start attacking with everything. I'm probably giving them too many draws in such a bomby format. I really wonder what they found. It doesn't look like a no-brainer, but the board wipe might not be a no-brainer. Day of Black Sun. They have their own Day of Black Sun. That's so funny. For 4. So you're getting rid of everything. Okay. Yeah. So you don't have the mythic board wipe. That's good news for me. Okay, you get a 2/2. And I'm just going to make a chump blocker. No question. Oh, everything loses abilities. Yep, gotcha. Okay. Let's pass to the end of your turn just to make sure. Okay, make a 1/1. Pretending Pox Bears is a funny one. So I'll certainly play that. Bring this guy back. And play it. Still don't really want to play this last land. Next, no attacks end. I'll triple block if you attack, so that 1 removal spell doesn't save your engineer. I like having the Pox Bears out over the merchant for sure. Tense game. Tense Magic. Wow. Come on, something good. Man. Okay, how many lanes do I have left? 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So I have 5 lanes left, so I have like less than 1 in 3 chance every turn of drawing a land. But they also seem to have a lot. Well, they have 9 lands. I have more lands than them. I'm going to play this. I'm going to hold priority so they don't know what I have. Play this. Resolve. Oh yeah, I hold priority anyways because I have my land at instant speed. Yeah. Can I attack? I actually think I can attack, can't I? I get a bunch of blockers if I attack. I think it's perfectly fine for me to attack. I need to be pushing damage. If they block Merchant, I recast it. If they block the 1/1, oh well, they take 4. And if they block the Pox Bears, I get a 1/1 back and I push 3 damage. I think it's clearly that I attack with everything. Okay, good. That makes me a little less worried. Yep. And end. I think that was a good attack. I think I'm just attacking with everything. Every opportunity now. Oh, I wish I could get Azula. Earthbend 2. Yeah. So you're going to get a +1/+1 counter here. Pass to attackers. Okay, you're not going to attack. Fair enough. They weren't tricked by me holding a land. Oh, that's a nice one. That is a nice one. I still can't attack with everything, right? I want to leave back 3 blockers now so that a removal spell plus a combat trick does not do it. Am I thinking straight? I want to leave back 3 blockers. 3 blockers. Yep. So play this. Put that on a forest. I will grab... Wow, I only have 3 lands left, or 4 lands left after this. That's pretty good. Diligent Zookeeper. Earth Kingdom General would be really nice. Double Earth Rumble Wrestlers. Pirate Peddler. Allies at Last would be nice. Judy, Kyoshi Battlefan. Even Turtle Deck is really good here. I don't have any reason to favor any lands over any others, so I'll just take a forest, I suppose. Get a counter. I want to leave back 3 blockers. Let's be really precise here. Yeah. In, and 1 more. Does this 1/1 make a difference is the question. Does this 1/1 even make a real difference? So they can block a forest, block a merchant, taking 3. I think it makes a difference, right? Yeah. It's so, I feel so vulnerable. 2 removal spell. Maybe now I need to worry about 2 removal spells. They might have been holding a removal spell this whole time. I'm going to leave back 4 blockers. I think this is just the better play. I think this is just the better play. I think... Well, no, 2 removal spells if I have... Maybe I'm actually playing scared here. Because 2 removal spells actually doesn't do it. Yeah. Okay. Resolve. Flip this back and play it, and then flip the other one back. Is that right? Flip this back and play it. Play a land, and then I'll flip the other one back. And I get a counter on my Ascension. And end. Still at 4 life. Still at 4 life. I probably could have pushed like 1 more damage. If I lose by 1, I'll be sad. Earthbend 1. Okay. That's multiple creatures. Pretty good card, I've heard. Pass. Flip this back. Diligent Zookeeper makes all these 2/2s. What did I say at the very beginning that was going to matter? Okay, let's be really precise. Let's be really precise. So Diligent Zookeeper. Then I can also play my guy and make a 1/1, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So I can play my guy and make a 1/1. So I'll have 2 blockers back. So play the Diligent Zookeeper. Makes me really want to attack with everything. I'll have 3 blockers. Diligent Zookeeper, making all these guys 2/2s. Attack with everything. They cannot take 3. So they have to block or have removal. Right? So block Merchant, block a 2/2, block a 2/2, take 4 going to 2. Fire Nation Engineer survives and the other 2 die. Suppose you have a removal spell. If you have a removal spell, you could kill the Zookeeper, block all of my 1/1s, but you're still taking 4. I think it's just crack in with everything. If I crack in with everything, how do I get punished? I would be punished if I crack in with everything. Then they have a removal spell for the Zookeeper and Merchant and the other Merchant, or they have a... I don't think I hold anything back here. I guess it's possible I only attack with 3 creatures, but I think passivity is just really bad. If I attack with everything, they have to take care of 3 of my attackers somehow. Right? I think it's like this. I feel kind of scared doing this without having 1 spare blocker, but I think it's time to just put them on the ropes. I'm going to do it. It's very possible that that was too aggressive. Okay. Okay. This is obviously what I was hoping to see. This is very understandable to me. Goes back, resolves, play a land. and end, and we can make an ally on your turn. What have you got for me? Mythic board wipe. Another day of Black Sun. What'll it be, my friend? What will it be? You've been holding a card for a long time. I'm hoping it's a land, but could be something else. They've got some thinking to do, I hear. Epic Downfall, yeah. We did it! A second box! We won our game for $200 booster box. Wow. My heart is pounding out of my chest. What a run that was. We got 2 booster boxes with, frankly, quite a mediocre deck. Wow. We have the token. All right. I actually meant to do a little bit of deck review. So let me go ahead and just pull that up right now. Okay, so looking at my deck, I just want to do like a few minutes of debrief. So Turtle Duck. So okay, basically, I'll just go from left to right and evaluate some of these cards for sealed. Turtle Duck actually was a really nice mana sink in the late game. I put it in this deck thinking it would keep us alive against aggressive decks, but actually it just turned out to be a nice extra 4-power beater, and it does go so well with Diligent Zookeeper. Like turning Turtle Duck into a 1-mana 2/4 or 2/6 in the late game that can turn into a 6/6 is like real stats. Judy is one of my all-time picks for sealed. I mean, I actually won a regional championship qualifier a few weeks ago where I made like 6 Judys at once. Like every game I had so many Judys. This card is in draft, I think it's fine. In sealed, if you build around it and use it properly, I think it's great. And I actually think it's like stats online understate how good it is because it's very skill testing. I made at least one big misplay with it yesterday, and I'm very used to playing with this card. It's so synergistic too, so it's going to be way better in decks that like have sack outlets, have benefits from sacking. This Surveil makes a bigger marginal difference in my deck because I don't have any card advantage or card selection other than that. Okay, the merchants are actually quite good. I don't like this card whatsoever in draft. It's way too slow. In sealed, I think maybe it's actually like a more appropriate pace for the game. In that last game, for example, totally a game of attrition, and the merchants came in super handy. So I'm actually much higher on the merchants after this run. Poxbears was fine filler. Ong's Journey, kind of wish I hadn't had to play that. Day of Black Sun was incredible. That's probably my MVP card from this draft. Or from this event. If you look back at my games, like Day of Black Sun won me so much. Kyoshi Battlefan, pure filler. But our 2-drop slot actually did okay. I did definitely feel the slowness. Like my deck really only got going on our 4-drops. And if we'd faced more aggressive decks, we could have easily had an 0-2 run with this just against like quick aggro decks. Our 3-drop slot is where it really came alive. Uncle Iroh actually was pretty good. It really felt like a threat that had to be answered more than it felt like it was stuck, you know, trading down with like a pretending Poxbearers or something. That's partly because our interaction was so good. Like double allies at last plus Swamp Snare Trap plus Sold Out was doing so much work for us. Earthbender Ascension's obviously nutty. Diligent Zookeeper was not the best. I did like surveil it into the bin at one point. So it's not like it's a top bomb, but it was pretty well supported. And that play, I designed the deck. If you go back to the very beginning of my first video yesterday, I designed the deck partly. I decided to include Diligent Zookeeper over at that time the 3rd Earth Rumble Wrestlers because it would buff the Jasmine Dragon Tea Shop tokens to be 2/2s. That's exactly what won us that last game. And we might have won without it, but that was what pushed our damage to actually representing lethal. Earth Kingdom General is like fine, and I actually didn't see it that much. The Earth Rumble Wrestlers were huge overperformers. They kept winning games for us. I mean, 4/4 for 4, it turns out, in sealed deck in this format, because it's so bomby, the upside of the bomminess when you get the bombs is you get to play a bunch of bombs and win. The downside is you have to like patch together a ton of different colors. We played against like 5-color decks, 4-color decks, a bunch of 3-color decks. In that context, a vanilla for 4/4 for 4 with reach basically, or 3/4 for 4 with reach actually kind of got the job done a lot of the time. So kudos to Earth Rumble Wrestlers. If Day of Black Sun is my MVP, Earth Rumble Wrestlers is like my workhorse. It's getting the Hard Hat Award for the Canadian hockey fans. It's just like the hard-working bread and butter of the deck. So that's the card I'm gonna remember when I think about this deck. I'm gonna think about Earth Rumble Wrestlers. Azula, clearly a top bomb. Just the card I always wanted to draw. Badger Mole was awesome in that game. It probably saved our bacon by giving us 2 blockers in a crucial situation. And then Canyon Crawler is just a nice curve filler. It also was probably essential. Without the Canyon Crawler, we would have been at 1 HP that whole game. And then a huge shout out to Jasmine Dragon Tea Shop. That's actually the card that won us that game. If we had not had the Jasmine Dragon Tea Shop, we could not have been attacking. That was what provided us the chump blockers that let us push damage through. So our opponent would have been at 18 all the way to the end without Jasmine Dragon Tea Shop. So very happy to win not just 1 box, but 2 boxes. I'm going to be stacking them up on that stack that you see back there. And hopefully in the next sealed Winabox event, I'll just pile up more and more. So thanks so much for tuning in. And again, brand new Magic the Gathering content creator. I just started posting videos last week. I'm going to keep doing it. I'm going to post a new draft video every single day. So if you want to learn and grow with me, my goal for 2026 is I'm going to try to improve to the point that I have a shot. It's a long shot, but I'm going to try to have a shot of qualifying for the limited championships. And I'm going to try to do the online qualifiers, but I'm also going to go fly out to some of these events where you get to play for an opportunity to qualify for limited champs. I love limited. I want to improve at limited, and I would love it if you would come and improve along with me. So with that said, I'll put a link to subscribe in the description. Have tons of fun playing Magic, everyone, and don't be afraid to splash.